Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm your host, Raya, and I'm handling life one shot at a time. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things pop culture, celebrities, gossip, trends, and let's become best friends. What? I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm so excited to be here and back in studio. Sorry to leave you guys hanging. I was busy traveling, can't wait to get into that. And also, I've been in a depressive episode. So whatever, that's gone, and we're back in action. We do have a booze and brews today. It's non-alcoholic, but I do want to, go over it. And but before that, some announcements, just be sure that you're following, subscribe, like, share, comment with your friends. Coffee Meets Vodka, anywhere you get podcasts and on YouTube. Follow us at coffee.meets.vodka on Instagram and TikTok. And if you guys want to be a guest, go to the link in the bio or in the show notes and fill out the guest form. You can donate to the show there. I pour a lot into the show to make it good for you guys. These guys work really hard to produce it and, make it an amazing show for you. And every little bit goes back into the show. You know what? I also know that I talked about merch and how merch was going to be launched by the end of summer. Baby, it's fall. So I don't know when that's going on, but we'll see. It's definitely an idea. I don't want to rush it. So it's on the back burner for now, but I'm slowly working on it still. And it'll be out when it's out. Sign up for our newsletter. We're doing a weekly newsletter. You can sign up at coffeemeetsvodkapod.com. My bad. I don't even know my own website. But that's also in the show notes and in the link tree. Everything that you need is going to be in the bio. And I'm so excited. You guys, how is it already October? I remember doing Halloween episodes last year. Happy 1 year to the rebrand. It was October 11th last year that we started the rebrand. And I think that was our first episode that we put out with video and everything. So I've been doing this for a whole year. Missed some episodes here and there. So we don't have quite 52 episodes, but I'm still so proud. We've literally come so far than sitting on a couch with a paper backdrop. And it's really cool and exciting to see how much you've grown. And I just think even when you think that you're not really doing enough, you look back and you are. So I think that's really important to recognize. And I'm really excited. I'm excited for another year. And I'm also trying to host some events in the next year, potentially spring. I know I'm doing this bullshit of I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And I do, and I will. It's just a timing thing. And I'm just trying to be transparent. But I guess you guys don't need to know that. Anywho, let's get into the brews and booze. Okay, so today we have Bubbler. It's a sparkling water, antioxidant sparkling water that boosts and energizes and restores balance. It's natural caffeine, not me drinking coffee, and a natural caffeine. Let's look up what Bubbler does. What is Bubbler? Bubbler is an antioxidant sparkling water that features natural flavors, colors, no artificial sweeteners, and naturally sourced caffeine. Where does Bubbler's natural caffeine come from? The natural caffeine Bubbler comes from guarana seed extract. Not me thinking that's it. Guaranteed. Okay. Okay, cool. So it's a little natural antioxidant drink. Let's give it a whirl. This one is Pitaya Berry Nectar. Pitaya. You guys, I can't really read. What's sad is people can't read and write anymore because of AI and social media and stuff. It's really sad. Okay, let's give this a whirl. On a scale of 1 to 5, let's see. Oh, love. Ooh, 5 calories per can. Okay, the benefits of Bubbler. Sure, the sparkling personality will make you fall in love at first sip, but then the real magic happens. Fruity effervescence and awesome antioxidants swoop in to balance the body and focus the mind right before a boost of natural caffeine shows up to save your day. There's a benefit in every bubble and happier you just waiting to rise up. I'm really loving this. Is this a Celsius rival? I'm not sure. Immune support, low glycemic, gluten-free, soy-free, vegan. Wow, I love this. And I like this flavor too. I know it's not, alcoholic, but I definitely give this a 5. You can pick this up at any of the grocery stores, Target, Kroger, Randall's. I want to say it's not an HEB, although they're working on it. And go pick it up today. I love that. I want to talk about 2 things. I kind of have been in my feelings, as I said when I, opened the episode, that I've been in a depressive episode. That is true. Probably for the last 2 months or so, because I don't know, summer ends, I guess fall begins. I'm not sure. I've been a little burnt out with work. A lot of adjustments, a lot of changing, going through the motions. Also, there is a lot of weird energy in the air. There was 2 eclipses back to back, one in Pisces, the other one in Libra, and then now Pluto left Capricorn and is moving into Aquarius. I know I'm probably speaking gibberish for the audience. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Get on TikTok, figure it out. But I, when you go out with your friends and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to meet my husband today. Today is the day. Today is the day that I'll be off the market. Fuck everybody else, right at dawn. I think I put all my eggs into a basket. That was a little, that the basket had holes and crashed and burned. My therapist is like, oh, well, anything that starts fast, ends fast. Okay, I get it because I relate that to money. If you make money really fast, easy come, easy go, right? Easy come, easy go. But at the same time, I think a lot of people don't really go after what they want and just very sure, very aggressive about what they want. And I don't know, I just am a very sure person, although clearly I'm not. And anywho, so long story short, I guess I was accidentally in a situationship for the last month. Didn't think it was going to be a situationship, to be honest with you. I thought I was going to get married. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. But what's more embarrassing is I'm back on Bumble. And it's the same people that you've seen for the last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And they're thinking the same thing about you. Oh, here's this bitch again. She can't get a fucking man either. And you know what, John? No, I'm not just going to settle for some random guy who looks at me, although I was about to. And I think we've all been there. The gag is me texting all my friends when I met this man, oh my God, I met him. I'm going to marry him. And they're like, okay, girl, we were here last week. And I'm like, no, this one's different. I didn't realize that I say that about everybody, I guess. But I really did. I thought I did kind of mean it, So anywho, depressive episode's over and also started my period. So now I'm just I'm brought back to life. You know what I mean? It's what the fuck was I thinking? And so I feel a little better. I guess to run back kind of what happened. Well, actually, I don't want to get into it, but the story is good and it's juicy and it's kind of a whirlwind. But yeah. The most embarrassing part about that is now I have to get Hobbies to fill my time because here's where we are as an adult in society. The apps are dead. Thank God. They've been dead for me for a while. Have I been on them for long periods of time? Absolutely. Haven't been on Bumble in a while though. It's changed a lot and it's whatever. As a society and adults and people of a certain age, me in my 30s, I'll be 32 in a month and a half. You guys better wish me happy birthday because I'm a birthday freak, okay? We have to get hobbies as an adult. One, I think it's really important to have a good work-life balance, right? But 2, it's where do you go to meet people? Not even just guys or romantic partners, friends, couple friends, clients, just meeting people for the sake of meeting people. Sometimes I really just, which is rare, but sometimes I really do just having a mundane conversation with a random stranger and then going home. That fills my tank a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm oh, we talked about nothing or we talked about something really deep. Didn't get your number, didn't get your name and just leaving. You know what I mean? And I just feel people don't really talk anymore. And everybody's no, people are out. I guess they're out, but it's giving like not in alignment with like who I am, right? So that's why I'm like, oh, there's so many people, but like I don't see anybody because like nobody seems to be. And you know what? The gag is like everybody that is on my wave is like fucking busy with like other podcasts, other endeavors, other entrepreneurial stuff that they're doing. Yeah, we don't want to like go out and party like 7 days a week, okay? Like we're not in college anymore. Like we're women and men of a certain age. And here's my thing on that. The guys, this is what is so funny to me. As I said, I'm 32. So the guys that I'm dating are in their, let's just even say late 20s to like 40, okay? You guys aren't ready to settle down. You're about to start losing your hair. You're almost 35, which is middle-aged. Like you're a middle-aged man and you're like going out and like seeing the hoes every night. It's the same people that are out every weekend. Like there's no new information out there is what I'm saying. So it's like, what options are you looking for? Because your ass is going to wake up one day at 37, 38, 39, 40, 45 on the apps. Never been married, no kids. Babe, that's like not a flex actually. That's literally not a flex. Like no one wants your ass. And the only thing that you're going to be able to get is like a 22-year-old, 25-year-old who like, oh, not to say that she's an idiot, absolutely not. Because when I was that age, I had self-awareness and I was very, quote, mature for my age. But like, you only know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You get these guys that are just like, oh, I don't know, I'm still looking. Babe, what the fuck are you looking for? A man? Because like no self-respecting woman who is successful, has their own like businesses or excelling in their career, independent, has their own home, whether they own or rent, doesn't matter, dogs, maybe a kid, like whatever, they have different priorities. And this whole weaponized incompetence, like sassy man epidemic really is an epidemic. I mean, if you guys have been watching Love is Blind season 7, I have not. I personally hate that show. I don't really like any Netflix dating shows. The only ones that I really like are like Too Hot to Handle. That one I will watch. But like everybody else, like it took me, I watched Love is Blind season 1 a year after it came out. And my friends were like, no, you have to watch this. You have to watch this. You're Jessica. Oh my God, fuck you. But second of all, it's like, yeah, season 1 was good, but every other episode down or like season down from there was downhill. Well, I watched season 6 and I watched season 1. And I watched season 5, but I kind of skipped through some stuff, okay? But I don't know. I don't know what you guys are looking for, but my point is like, you need to go to therapy and you need to seek help. Like there are so many people who like are not doing the work. Guys, girls, whatever, doesn't matter. And I guess, sure, if you're not doing the work, you find somebody else who's not doing the work and like it's equally beneficial, I guess, until it's not. But my point is, it's like if you keep seeing patterns like within yourself or your relationship at like our big age and you don't have plans or like a 401k and like you live at home or you live with a roommate, and I guess a roommate, I'll give you like a slide, but it's like, you know, because this economy is fucking tough. And even if you live at home, like I'll give you a slide. Like I get it. I just don't get it. Like you guys aren't planning for the future and that's not sexy. Okay. And I like, babe, you're 35. Like you're about to be 35. You're about to start balding. You're about to have to start, you know, taking like blood pressure medication. You're about to have to start like watching what you eat. You know what I mean? Like we're there. Your knees are starting to hurt. I remember, I hate this guy, by the way. One of my exes, we went on like a small hike when I lived in LA. He rolled his ankle. He had to get crutches. He was like crying almost. And I'm sorry, I literally just rolled my ankle like a couple weeks ago. Like I get it. But like, for instance, when I rolled my ankle a couple weeks ago, it fucking swelled up so hard. Like I probably should have been on crutches as well. And he was like middle-aged. And my point is like shit doesn't bounce back like it used to. So like he tripped on like a rock. And like, it literally swelled up like a fucking softball. Like it was huge. And he had to be on crutches for like 2 weeks. And I was like, I didn't, like, the ick wasn't invented yet, but I definitely got the ick. And I was like, what do you mean you need to go to CVS to get crutches? Like, that's so great. He's literally calling his friends. He's like, oh my God, my crutches are at my friend's house. Like, I need to get them. And we got to go get ice immediately. And we got to get, okay, I'm not like making fun of well, I am. I don't give a fuck. But my point is like, yeah, like shit doesn't bounce back like it used to. Like, oh, a little like, a little flop on the curb and like you're out of commission for like 3 fucking months, okay? So I don't know. And who's gonna take care of you in your ankle? Like, you know, when you like live alone and you're like hobbling around, you like, you know, it's like we need some, I'm okay with companionship. Like it depends. Like my grandparents were in like a companionship relationship, is mutually beneficial, is both their second marriage. Won't get into that. But my point is, it's like you can't also compare relationships to other people. If it works for you, it works for you. As I've said before, sometimes, you know, people like to invite other people in their bedroom. Not for me, okay? Especially at this point in time. Could I ever change my mind on any of these topics? Yeah, maybe. But, you know, some people like are like, oh, well, for instance, it's like when you are married to like a wealthy guy or a woman or whatever, it's like not beneficial to get divorced because it's like too expensive. So you guys just kind of like have your separate lives and then you're like still married. Whatever, it works for everybody else. Like, let's not judge. But what I will judge is you still prowling the streets of these bars that are made for like 24-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Get a job. Get a hobby. Get a hobby that doesn't involve drinking. Okay, so back to hobbies. I'm gonna start picking up pottery. I've said this 3 times now, so I've gotta pick it up. I like working with my hands, and I'm gonna do pickleball. So I'm gonna do pickleball Mondays. I'm making this up. I don't know. I just hope this is a schedule. Pottery Tuesdays. Wednesdays, run club. Thursdays, run club. I'm gonna try to do a twofer. Saturdays could also be run club in the morning. They like meet there. Fridays, I guess I might be off. Pilates, who knows? I'm trying to get my 2019 body back because a bitch has cortisol like out the asshole, okay? Like I mean, you can see this because I'm like, crop it, crop it, crop it, crop the video. It's literally clothes aren't fitting and we just got to get it together and take care of ourselves. So that's what I'm doing. If anybody wants to kind of hop on this hobby train, that would be great because I do shit alone a lot. It's nice to have a buddy. I don't know. I think a lot of people do know this, but I am an only child and I don't have much family. You know, I'm not really like close to anybody. So that's why also I really like relationships. You always get a buddy to like do stuff with and hopefully they like you. You know, everybody that I've ever dated doesn't even like me. So like I'm like realizing things. But you know, the idea is that you have like a built-in best friend that you can like do stuff with as well as like your girls and stuff. But like, you know, it does get lonely. For instance, like when I went to Run Club on Wednesday, I literally asked 3 people. This has nothing to do with the people. Like my friends are great. You know, they were just busy or, you know, I have another friend who has a fucking sprained ankle. So like he can't go running with me. And I walk in, that shit was intimidating as fuck. You want to know where all the hot people are hiding? Run Club. Oh my God, you guys immediately need to join. As I said before too, I really like the sober movement. I really like that people are getting their health in order, mostly millennials, but I like that Gen Z really talks about mental health. And then I really like that millennials are really taking back like the physical health aspect. I mean, hello, like I said, shit doesn't fall off like it used to. Like now we're getting, you know, heart disease and whatever the fuck that like we've been just so harsh on our bodies. We had teen clubs. Like, you know, they don't even have teen clubs anymore. And you know, when we go out, no one even shakes their ass anymore. And I was thinking about this the other day. The music is just so different. And like when we grew up, you know, there was like on TikTok, they said that the music that we were like loving was recession music. Akon and, you know, all of that, like Pitbull, like whatever, like a lot of it was like recession music. It's like, can't pay my bills, but you know, we're in the club and we're having a good time. Yeah, bitch. And we still can't pay our bills and we're in the club having a great time. I just don't think the music is like as dancey as it once was, which I love Chappell Roan for that. And she was at ACL this weekend. Sold out like I looked on TikTok, like sold out like amazing shows and I love that. But yeah, so Run Club was intimidating as fuck. Literally so many hot people, girls, tightest asses I've ever seen in my life. Literally, I'm like, okay, girl. Trying not to get insecure. And I'm not because I was like, whatever. I'm just here to fucking run out my feelings. And I personally think I did pretty good. Like for not having ran in literally years, I did a 2 mile in 33 minutes, which I know is like 15 minutes per mile, but I think that was good for moi. And I did run the majority of it, to be honest with you. What was also embarrassing is that my face turned purple. So I don't know what that means. I'm probably dying soon. You should send your eulogy to me. I want to talk about this too. I went to Austin 2 weeks ago, whenever I didn't have an episode. My girlfriend Sarah came in town, the one that I talk about that I met in Banff last September, to be honest. Actually, we met a year ago from when we were in Austin, which was very cool. Met her in Banff she was on a solo trip. I went with my friend Crystal, who was a pop culture correspondent. Okay, just piecing the story together for you guys. Visited her in London as well when I just went, and she came in town. She was like, hey, like there's a Kygo and Zara Larson concert in Austin. Do you want to go? I'm like, yeah, you're literally going to fly from London to go see Kygo. And she was like, yeah, why not? And I was like, yeah, girl, fuck yeah, let's do it. Picked her up from the airport. What I think is so funny is like, I literally went to a DJ concert. Can we talk about that? Because you know how I feel about DJs. I'm not saying it's like bad art form, because there are good DJs, especially when you like control the music, and especially if you're not even famous. Like there's literally shit DJs out there now that like when I go to bars, it's like not even funny. You're like cramping my mood, you know? I just think it's so funny how much shit I talk about DJs. And I went to a Kygo concert, which by the way, I love Kygo, John Summit. I don't know what other DJs that I love, but there are some that I do like. Calvin Harris, not a fan. I think there's better ones. And I think like once they get too famous, it's just like a really like a algorithm that they do. Now, I want to know, and other people who go to like festivals and like raves and like DJ sets, I want to know your thoughts, because he must have spent so much money. He had 4 or 5 guests come out. Zara Larson, was his name John? Whatever, that he had like 2 songs with. Another guy, violinist. He like hired violinists. There's tons of graphics, because you have to make the show. You're literally up there clicking buttons. And I don't want to like dumb it down to be like you're just clicking buttons. And I think some people do mix live. Oh, Paris Hilton's an amazing DJ. Hello. Steve Aoki. Like there are good DJs, okay? But I'm just saying, it's like, to go to a concert in person, it's like, babe, I could just listen to this on Spotify. And take this with a grain of salt, because this is just my personal opinion. I'm not a huge live music person in general. It's too loud. It's giving old. So whatever. Concert was really great though. Zara Larson, amazing live. First of all, wait. First of all, I missed 3/4 of her fucking show. My girlfriend wanted to like see her, and I wanted to see Kygo. I felt like such a fucking asshole. Literally, we're like, okay, doors open or like concert starts at 7. And you know, then it doesn't say, it says like opener, and then it's like, oh, Zara Larson, then Kygo. So I'm like, okay, 7, 8, 9. You know, like usually it's like the opener and then the guest performer, they'll pay for like an hour and a half, like an hour. And then like the headliner will play for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, right? Kygo ended up playing for 2 hours. So I got that one right. Bitch, Zara Larson, they were like, she went on at 7:30. That means the opener only played for 30 fucking minutes. And I was so pissed. We like missed the majority of her set, but the ones that we did see, she sang amazing. It sounded just like the radio, which I personally think is such a compliment, because it means that like your voice sounds good, right? But anywho, so we go, great time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was also really nice to be like a tourist and quote my own city. I'm not like from Austin, but of course it's, you know, the closest city that we have in Houston to like do fun things with. We went to Barton Springs. I never got to go. We toured the Capitol. It's free, by the way. We did a ghost tour. That was so much fun. Now, I will say they lost me at the first story where they were like the spaghetti warehouse, which if you're in Houston, there was also a spaghetti warehouse here that was allegedly haunted, that is now the McIntyre's downtown, which if the building is haunted, like it would still be haunted at McIntyre's downtown. And it's not giving haunted, babe. And they sold it because it flooded during Harvey and like turned into McIntyre's downtown. I think they built it up a little bit. Anyways, so our first story on the ghost tour, they were like, oh, like the owner bought Spaghetti Warehouse, and like long story short, the daughter went down to go take inventory in the basement, didn't turn on any lights. Babe, that was your first mistake. What? How are you gonna go to a basement and not turn on any fucking lights? And then she said she like heard something and it was weird, and then she like came up, and then the like spaghetti sauces started levitating. Now I'm pretty gullible, but you lost me at spaghetti sauces levitating, okay? So there was like that sprinkled in, but then there was also like real stories of, now they did say, which a lot of this has been debunked, but the tour guide, I kind of want to get her on the pod, to be honest, because I think it would be fun for her to like retell some of these stories. She personally thinks that the Jack the Ripper was this Malaysian chef in the 1920s, I think. Is that when Jack the Ripper was? I can't remember. That basically escaped through Galveston and booked a ticket to go to London and became Jack the Ripper. We were all like, what? And like, we talked about it after, me and my friend. Then we like went to the Driscoll after, because the Driscoll was on there too. We're talking to the bartender. Oh my God, I have to tell you a story about that too. Anyways, long story short, we were all like talking about it, and we're like, how is like a person, like a Malaysian chef, like able to just like get around it? Anyways, I think it was debunked. That I don't think Jack the Ripper was a Malaysian chef. Although I guess he was like killing people in the same manner that Jack the Ripper was. But Jack the Ripper was like a doctor. They've like said that he was a doctor, and then they're like, well, this Malaysian Jack the Ripper was a chef. So like, how are you a head chef at a restaurant in the 20s and you're a POC? Like, that was what didn't like really click for us either. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I don't know. But my friend was like, no, like that's not true. Anywho, but if you have any like thoughts about that, I would like to know. But that's just what, and then he was like, yeah, he was like notorious for like preying on like people in poverty and like whatever. But then he like owned like this like big mansion. I don't know. There was just like a lot of holes in the story. So I just like kind of took it for what it was. But we did tour the Driscoll Hotel, which is like super famous in Austin for being haunted. And also it was like founded in the 1800s by, is it Thomas Driscoll? I made that up. But the guy, Driscoll, long story short, wasn't doing too good. This is like when they were trying to get people to come to Austin, and you know, it was like the Wild West out here. And he like made this hotel and was like, oh, there's going to be a lot of political figures. Like, you know, we need to have a hotel where like we can have all the like political figures here. It wasn't working. There was a lot of like, just, it wasn't working. Long story short, he goes bankrupt and he has to sell it to his brother-in-law, which is, you know, that's pride you got to set aside. And ended up being like, I don't know if it's still in the family or whatever about that is, but the Houston stayed, AKA Sam Houston. And do you know, I'm such a dumbass. Do you know, I see statues all the time about Sam Houston and Stephen F. Austin. And it didn't click for me that like when I was at the Capitol, and obviously I kept this thought to myself until now, that like literally they named Houston and Austin after Sam Houston and Stephen F. Austin. And I know there's Stephen F. Austin like college and, you know, U of H and Houston, and like I get it, but I guess I didn't really put two and two that it was like a public figure and they named the like cities after each other because they were generals in the army or the military or whatever. And I don't know, that was just such like a dumb thought that I had. So feel free to make fun of me. But anyways, so the Sam Houston and his family was staying at the Driscoll Hotel, and there is a ghost story that I do think is potentially real. Oh my God, this Utah accent keeps coming out. I've never fucking been there, dude. That he had his niece stay, who was like a little redhead, and she was playing with the basketball, came down the stairs, and the basketball came down the stairs in the lobby, and she slipped on her gown and like broke her neck and like instantly died. And now they say that she haunts the hotel, and there's like a lot of people that actually have said that she haunts them, or like, you know, not that she haunts them, but she's like, do you want to play? Okay, that's so creepy. And then, you know, of course I was the only redhead in the group, and everybody looked at me. I was like, hi, I'm Samantha Houston. Okay, anyways, enough about the ghost stories, but yeah, that was that. Now, one thing that really pissed me off and kind of put a damper on our trip, because it was so fun. My friend is Australian, like I said, lives in London. So, you know, and then naturally we go to Zanzibar and like meet the only other British guy. Oh my God, which by the way, I'm like rooting for them to like get together. I just loved it. We kind of hung out, and it was like, I was actually on vacation again, like in my own city. It was really nice. Took them to White Horse Saloon, if you know, in Austin. It's like this super country bar. And then they were like, oh my God, Raya, this is so great. Like, if I lived here, I would be here every weekend. And I was like, really, girl? It's so boring. But they're so foreign, and I love that for them. We finished up the night, like one of our last nights on Tuesday, we went to Pete's Dueling Piano Bar. I talk about this bar a lot because there's one in Houston, there's one in Austin, they have them like all over. Love this bar. It's so good. It's almost like karaoke, but like you don't sing, you like pay for the two guys to like sing songs. You basically like request songs and then they play, and every singer is like so amazing. Well, again, we were sitting there, these British guys in the Royal Military just decided to come up and sit next to us. And we're like, okay, cool, like kikiing, like whatever. And then there's always one who ruins it for the group. He was a redhead as well, belligerent AF. Like he blacked out at like 10:30, like just like doesn't even know what's going on. Kept taking pictures of my legs and feet. Luckily, I had like tennis shoes on, but I was like, that's so weird. And I feel weird because I didn't say no. And I was like, what's going on? Like, why are you like, this is how like women are. Like, it's like, obviously I knew that was weird, but I didn't like question it in the moment per se, because I was so stunned and like caught off guard and like in so much shock that I was just like, oh, you know? And it was fucking weird, and he did it, and then he kept trying to take pictures of my face and would like tap me on the shoulder and like then like be like this and like try to get a photo of me. And I was like, that's fucking weird. Like stop. I told the manager and the bouncer, they talked to him. I guess he didn't get kicked out, and I tried to have them delete the photos. Well, I come back from the bathroom, and this is where I lost my mind. My sweet little friend is sitting there. And I was like, you know, like it's just us two. So it's like, we can't both get up to go to the bathroom. So like, unfortunately, one of us has to be by ourselves at some point. But I went to the bathroom really quick. I come back and I'm sitting down, and I told this guy's friends, I told two friends. One of them looked like fucking Ryan Gosling from Barbie movie. He looked just like Ken. And then I told another one. And I said, get your friend and tell him to stop taking pictures of us. This is the second time I'm telling you. And they're like, yeah. In their defense, they did tell him to stop. Right then and there. They were like, hey, bro, stop. Sure, they weren't as aggressive as me and my friend personally would have liked, right? I'm not making excuses for them, but I will say, like, it could be awkward. It's like if you go out with your coworkers and they're acting weird, like, and you don't really know them that well, then yeah, like, it's weird. I come back from the bathroom. He's trying to take a photo of my friend, her legs and like her feet. And I literally grabbed his phone so quick and I fucking chunked it across the room. And I said, do not ever do that to her again. I said, you're a creep and you need to get out, get away from us, blah, 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 blah. Like we were here first, blah, 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 blah. They didn't really leave, but they did, like his friends or the military people were like, they did step in. So like, I will give them that. But like, I just think that's such a horrendous and weird story to like end. It killed our mood. We tried not to let it, but it definitely killed the mood. We both woke up the next morning still upset. We both were like making a plan of like, why did we not say no in the moment? What could we have done differently? Let's talk to our therapist about this, like separately. Like we both like woke up with the same thoughts. We also both had almost the same nightmare. It was like just very triggering. And I think that's so disgusting. So like men, if your friends are doing that, don't be friends with them. That's fucking gross and weird. That was the end of my like weekend recap. Now let's get into some stories. I started watching this show Yellow Jackets on Paramount Plus, but they did just add it on Netflix. And oh God, you guys, I also just got a fucking notification from Disney Plus. Mind you, when I signed up for Disney Plus, it was $6.99. They sent me a fucking email the other day saying a price increase, $27.99. It has slowly been going up like to huge increases. I obviously need to explore that because no way in hell am I paying $30 fucking for Disney Plus. Okay, like it's fine. But like, that being said, I don't need another subscription for Paramount Plus. So I binged Yellow Jackets on Netflix. So fucking good, dude. Couldn't tell you what is going on, but it's so good. Like I was hooked the whole time and confused at the same time. It's like about this soccer team in the 90s that, or this New Jersey soccer team that like flies over Canada to go, I think they're trying to go to Seattle or somewhere on the Pacific Northwest to I guess Washington or Seattle is in Washington, but somewhere on the Pacific Northwest to go to their soccer finals for like their school. And they're like this amazing team. The whole town is like, oh my God, Yellow Jackets, like they're supreme, blah, 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 okay? They get into a plane crash and now they're in survivalist mode for the next 19 months, surviving in this remote mountaintop in Canada. And they don't know where they are, but I guess they do think that they're in Canada. Anyways, people fall off, they die, whatever. There's cannibalism going on. There's like cult shit. There's this girl who this is where they kind of lost me because I read in one of them that this girl Lottie, one of the characters, she's schizophrenic, but it doesn't really say that in the show on season 1 at least. It says more she's like, she has visions and like she's clairvoyant and stuff like that. And I guess she is a little schizo because she like kind of becomes a cult leader. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like that plot is kind of weird, but it ends with, this lady saying, who the fuck is Lottie Matthews? And I'm like, no, I want to watch season 2. And I'm like really tempted to like just sign up for Paramount Plus to just watch season 2 really quick before season 3 comes out. Anyways, really good. Highly recommend if you like drama, thriller, psychological thriller, like that is the show for you. Juliette Lewis is in there. Can't get over that she's a Scientologist. Melanie Linsky, you know who that is. Remember when she was in Sweet Home Alabama? She's like, you have a baby. And then Reese Witherspoon was like, you have a baby in a bar. It's that girl, one of her like high school friends. Anyways, so fucking good. The cast is amazing. Highly recommend if you need something to watch. This is a bit of old news, but Lana Del Rey married the alligator man who is like a normie and just does alligator tours for the fun of it. I kind of love that for her, especially after she debunked the rumor and like decided to comment on something saying that she was dating this guy and she was like, not true. And then literally a month later, if that, she marries him. And I don't know, I really love that. I also saw this on Twitter, which I'm 89% sure that this was like fake, but I saw somebody say, oh, Beyonce sends Lana Del Rey flowers. And the card said, girl, what the fuck? -B. I thought that was funny. Naomi Campbell has been banned as her charity's trustee. Naomi Campbell banned as charity trustee for 5 years after spending funds on hotel spas and cigarettes. That sounds so British to me. The acclaimed supermodel has been disqualified from any charity involvement in England, and Wales, oh shit, for the next 5 years, as it was found that Fashion for Relief, a charity organization she helped found in 2005, has been misappropriating funds. As a September 26th inquiry by the Charity Commission for England and Wales confirmed that there were multiple instances of misconduct and or mismanagement by Campbell as well as fellow trustees, Bianca and Veronica, who have also been banned from charitable works for 9 years and 4 years, respectively. Oh, shit. The commission found that between April 2016 and July 2022, only 8.5% of the charity's overall expenditure was on charitable grants. Noted in May 2018, the trustees spent about $19,000 USD on a flight from London to Nice for a fundraising event, according to the decision shared by the public website. During that trip, okay, so whatever. She was misappropriating funds. I mean, also, like, are we surprised? Like, she threw cell phones at people. I don't know. That's fucked up. And she's just going to keep doing what she is doing. The commission's inquiry also found that unauthorized payments totaling £290,000 for for services that had been made to a trustee, Bianca, which was in breach of the charity's constitution. Although they did note that their decision that she had proactively proposed repaying these funds, which amounted to around $388,000. That's crazy. For Campbell, she has stated that she was extremely concerned by the findings and that she was not in control of her Charity. Well, I don't know. What I do know is the Victoria's Secret fashion show is coming back this week. It premieres tomorrow. Very excited about that. Here's the thing about Victoria's Secret show anyways. I personally never thought that it should have been canceled. It got canceled because they were like, you're not inclusive. This is a very unpopular opinion. I don't think that everything is made for everybody. Now, yes, if you are being blatantly disrespectful to, race, color, creed, religion, yes, absolutely. But I think having a brand of intimates, specifically as Victoria's Secret, and them like really only tailoring to like a certain demographic, I don't think that falls into like a fair housing. That's just their brand. Like, I think like it's okay. Like, okay, for instance, plus size. Hello, I can't fit into plus size. Like, should I sue? I don't know. It's like I am down for inclusivity. Makeup is not, has not been inclusive over the years. There's definitely way more shades than there used to be. I love that. But I'm saying something for like a luxury, and I don't even know if Victoria's Secret is luxury, but I just didn't agree with that, oh, we should cancel them because they aren't body positive. Absolutely. It's on the toxic side. Everybody has an eating disorder. They work out like crazy. They're on all these, I'm just speculating, probably medication to keep them thin. I do think they are like naturally like slender and, whatever. But, having bodies like that is like not, I don't want to say it's not natural because it is natural for some. Like, I know people who are like real thin and they eat like no other, okay? And they don't have eating disorders. They just have a fast metabolism. I just think the judgment of like not, quote, being body positivity is also the same. It's like you're knocking people for being skinny. It's like, and now it's called like skinny privilege. Well, why isn't it called like fat privilege? Like, I don't know. Maybe we should cut that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm on the wrong side of history with this. Victoria's Secret is nostalgic. I like it. I like the fashion show. I also feel like it's not like a real fashion show. It's like one long trailer. Like, it just like never gets going. And there's something so nostalgic about it and toxic. And, God's still working on me. I still have a lot of flaws and a lot of toxicity that I'm working through in myself. And that's okay. At least I'm aware. But I'm excited to watch it. And my girl, dude, I think Candace Swanepoel is like stunning. She's like the American ideal for me. Like, I just think like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed. Also, dude, you know who's also fucking so Americana to me? Jasmine Tookes. Do you guys follow her on TikTok? That bitch is goals. Everything about her life, her fashion sense. She married well, I think he's like a million billionaire, whatever, but he's like the president of Ecuador's son. And they had like a stunning wedding a couple years back. And oh my God, she's just super Americana to me as well. And I love that. And that's, I think, why I do like Victoria's Secret too. It's giving like that Ralph Lauren, the idealized American dream, which, by the way, the American dream is obviously dead in the water. I'm just saying, I am a person that likes to live in the fantasy of things and like rainbows and butterflies. And I think like just that classic style is just so timeless. And I really like that. And I think the girls that do Victoria's Secret are kind of the epitome of that, in my opinion. And they're also stunning, and they are diverse. Like, I don't understand why they're like, oh, they're not diverse. You know who's a fucking Victoria's Secret plus size model? Barbara, the one who's married to Dylan Sprouse. She's a size 6, and she was considered a plus size model for Victoria's Secret. That's toxic as shit, babe. I don't know. I just think we should stop having like crazy ideals for women. Kristen Cavallari and Mark Estes broke up. She talked about it on her podcast. I didn't listen. I did hear a clip. She said that she broke up with him because he's 24 and needs to live his life. We all heard the podcast of when she was like, are you open to marriage? And they all looked at each other like, I don't know, like, we'll see. I'm just living life. We knew then. And I'm not saying like she shouldn't have fun. I think she knew then. She was like aware, like, whatever. But like to be a stepdad to like almost teenagers at 24 is like insane to me, babe. Like her oldest, I think, is like 10. That means Mark was 14 when she had him, her child. That's crazy. So they broke up. I know he's hot. I personally would think that the Montana boys are like cringy as shit, but they got their 15 minutes of fame, and now I don't know if they've like broken up the band. I have yet to see them all over TikTok, but they weren't really that great at lip singing anyways. It's like you can move your mouth and add a little bit more emotion, in my opinion, but who am I to judge? So they broke up, and she says that she's like, I just know that he will thank me later, and I have so much respect for him. And I think all these things can be true. And we all knew it wasn't going to last. She knew it wasn't going to last. I'm all for her having like a fun little time. Garth Brooks is accused of raping somebody. Garth Brooks accused of sexual assault and battery in a lawsuit from hair and makeup artists who worked for him. Country star Garth Brooks has been accused of sexual assault and battery in a lawsuit from a Jane Roe, who says that working as a hairstylist and makeup for the award-winning singer. The complaint filed in the state of California on Thursday, obtained by CNN, states that alleged incidents occurred in 2019. She claims that she was once raped by Brooks during a work trip. And a statement to CNN later on Thursday, Brooks said, "For the last 2 months, I have been hassled to no end with threats, lies, tragic tales of what my future would be if I did not write a check for many of millions of dollars. Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, that means I'm admitting to behavior I am incapable of. Ugly acts no human should ever do to another," he added. "We've filed a suit against the person nearly a month ago to speak out against extortion and defamation of character. We filed it anonymously for the sake of the families on both sides." Trisha Yearwood. So, he's married to Trisha Yearwood. They just actually sold their house as well right before this all came out. So people were saying that's sus. I don't really know about all that. I cannot get into the settlement discussions, but the suggestion made by Brooks that he was unwilling to pay millions is simply not true. A representative attorney representing Roe said in a statement on Friday, "We are confident in our case, and over time, the public will see his true character rather than a highly curated persona." I don't know. I think, yes, I do think we should believe victims, but I also think, let's also, see the facts and, as to what's going on, because I don't know. I hope this isn't true, but at the same time, I guess, I don't really put it past people. And I also always think, why lie? Why would somebody just lie and, make stuff up? That's a crazy accusation to say, but there are people that do that. But I don't know. So I guess I'm going to watch the story and I'm going to see what unfolds. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And speaking of, sexual assault, Kanye West and Bianca are finally divorcing. I don't know. There's been speculation over that, they were never legally married, and that, she's going out in her clothes, or not really clothes, and a pillow over with some fucking sheer tights and whatever. And it's all an art piece, and that it'll eventually end. And I guess it did. And also the divorce statement came out last week, I think, and this morning I heard that a former assistant is accusing him of sexual assault and drugging and raping, which is very sad. I don't know if I believe that either. I'm not a huge Kanye fan, or a fan in the slightest in general, but I don't know, dude. There's a lot. Hollywood is breaking. Hollywood is fucking cracking. And, everybody is just coming out with shit. I do think victims should definitely be able to share their story. But in the same breath, it's are we saying things willy-nilly? I don't know. I don't think we should just go straight to the, accused and point the finger until we have all the facts. And we'll never know. I just think we should be able to support people the best that we can, and just kind of be neutral about it. I don't think you should be neutral about all things, but especially just these gray areas of these last two stories with Garth Brooks and Kanye West. Not saying I side with them. I fucking hate men. But my point is I'm not here to spread, misinformation. I don't know anything personally. This is all alleged that I have read, and, it's still details that need to come out. So we shall see about that. Okay. And also, speaking of other conspiracies, have you guys seen this Beyonce conspiracy that everybody has to thank Beyonce when they get an award, or something will happen to them. I don't know if I believe all of that. Like, you know how Beyonce, like there's been talks that she's in the Illuminati. I still don't really know what the Illuminati is, and I've done research and I'm still like unclear about it. And she also says in what song is it? Is like, y'all haters corny with that Illuminati shit. Yeah, like I don't know, dude. And it's like, are we really just, I mean, sex trafficking is one thing, like definitely like the Epstein and stuff, like that's awful. And, you know, Diddy's with, you know, getting charged with sex trafficking too. But like, are we really just like, I don't know, if people like want to hook up that are, it's like consent and like over, like it's consensual and it's like of legal age, gay, straight, male, female, whatever, like what does it matter? I don't know. I'm just like, he's fucking really like the issue. I don't know. But so JoJo Siwa was at the Dance Awards last week and like got up on stage and was like trying to make an awkward joke and was like, oh, before anything, I just want to say thank you to Beyonce because without you, the dance community would not thrive. And then everybody was like clapping and like Beyonce laughed and she's like, just want to know that like the dance community is safe. And I don't know, people were like they didn't really laugh. They were like, what the fuck's going on? JoJo Siwa is weird. Is just so weird. I do kind of love her because she brings so much content to my life, to be honest with you. Oh, and then I saw something on TikTok. I kind of skipped this video, so I only saw like the beginning. That she's missing because she hadn't posted for 2 days or something like that. And usually she posts every single day on both Instagram or TikTok or one or the other. And she hadn't posted on either platform or any of her platforms, YouTube, Twitter, whatever else that she has, or not Twitter, I guess it's X. I'll never be able to say X. In 2 days, and they're like, oh, like, you know, they got her. And I don't know, like, who got her? And then they're saying that, like, Beyonce is, like, head of what? A mafia? Like, I don't know. It's just so hard to believe. And I don't believe it. I do think they have a lot of power, but I think there's a lot of people that idolize, rightfully so, Beyonce. Like, hello, she's like one of the most influential people, her and Taylor Swift. They had the most concerts or revenue for their concerts this year. And there's they pushed the envelopes. You know, Beyonce did her country album. She is doing her whiskey, which by the way, I have heard it isn't good. I kind of want to taste it. So maybe we'll do a brews and booze episode on that. But, you know, she has her clothing line. She's doing her, she's fine. And I just think there are a lot of people that respect and idolize Beyonce. And I think that's why they dedicate so many awards to her. And also that she hasn't ever won Album of the Year or something like that, but she has like so many Grammys and that people feel like she's snubbed. I don't know. I don't believe this Beyonce conspiracy theory that she's out here just offing people. I think that's crazy to say. And I don't believe it. I'm not into it. Jen Affleck, not J-Lo, Jen Affleck of Secret Life of Mormon Wives, allegedly put out like a video, you know, this past week or over the last couple of days that allegedly it's hinting that she and her husband have gotten a divorce or something. Because she does this soundbite from the Kardashians of like, where did we leave off? And it's like, well, last time we left off, you were in a relationship. She's like, oh my God, that was so long ago. And now a lot of her videos are like, she's back in Salt Lake City. She left New York and she's back with the girls. I need them to pump out season 2 hard. Like this is the reality TV show that we have wanted and needed for a while. Like the Housewives aren't really giving anymore. Like they are, but it's like become so different and so toxic. It's like everybody's fighting and everybody's throwing glasses and lawsuits and this and that. It's like, you know, where was the fun? And it's like, you know, it's just a bunch of animals and it's like becoming like too much and too toxic. And it's like, I really can only watch certain franchises now. And like, then it's like hard, which is why like, I don't really have too many stories to talk about because it was like in my depressive episode, Housewives are not like comforting to me because of like all of the arguing. Like it's actually really triggering. So I don't know. Bravo has just like changed so much and they're like, fight, throw hands, lawsuits, money, this and that. And it's like gross. So, but Salt Lake City, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is like the drama, like perfect amount of drama that we need, honestly. So we'll see. In other breakup news, Jason Tartick and Kat Stickler broke up. I don't really follow them, but I do really love them as a couple. I think they match. I think they kind of flourish as a couple. Now, I didn't know this, that they were only dating for like 9 months, like 6 to 9 months or something. And he already met her kid, which I don't know, not whatever, but I mean, I don't have kids. So I'm not here to judge anybody. Like, I want everybody to be happy. Like, and I don't know when the perfect amount of time is to, introduce your child to somebody, because you could wait 5 years and then all of a sudden you introduce them and the next week, y'all break up. It's like when you finally tell your friends, oh, I'm seeing somebody, I really like him, and then he fucking ghosts your ass. Or, oh my God, I think we're getting married. And then he's like, no, bitch, no ring here. I just, like, it's like you finally kind of give in and then they like leave. Not 100% blaming the man. I just, and they both said that they had a mutual amicable breakup. And also Kat didn't come out because people were speculating because she didn't come out because, of all the hurricanes, Helene and Milton, which, by the way, is that crazy or what? They had Helene, Florida had Hurricane Helene, which was a Cat 5, I believe, Hurricane Milton, which is a Cat 5. And then there is a tropical storm, Nadine, happening like in whatever the fucking ocean is on that side, the Atlantic or whatever. So it's like they got hit left, then they got hit right, then they got hit right again, or they will. I don't know. Poor Florida, dude. I really have been praying hard because that shit's scary. I know what that's like. Guess what? Still don't have my hurricane preparedness kit, but I'm hoping that it doesn't come here. And we are in the thick of hurricane season. It ends, it's really only 2 months. We don't really get hurricanes, but from June to like October is like a really, really, really heavy season for hurricanes. I just also can't believe that there are conspiracies out there that people are thinking that certain political parties are like making a weather, not cloud seeding, but like they're like man making the hurricanes. Like, maybe, I don't know, it's crazy. You've obviously never lived through a hurricane and it's petrifying. Real Housewives news. Jen Shah's sentence from when she defrauded old people has been reduced, and she will be getting out December of 2027, which honestly is right around the corner. Like, she absolutely will be back on Housewives. Can you guys believe that? They're in season 5 now, so it'll probably be like season 7 or 8. And like, she'll be back. Like, she started on Housewives and she'll be back. That's just so weird because that's different from Teresa going away for jail for a year. Like, she literally was like away for like 5-ish years and is going to be back on Housewives. There's also like a lot of shit with Mary going on. Still hate Mary. People are like, oh, she's like funny this season. It takes you 5 seasons for you to like get funny and likable. No thanks. Her grandfather, her step-grandfather, who she's married to, is living separate and doesn't want to be a part of the show, is like mad at producers allegedly and like the audience. And Mary went on What Happens Live the other day and told Andy, because Andy was like, where's your husband? How's it going? He's like, oh, she was like, oh, he's mad at y'all. And he's like, y'all meaning like producers in the audience. She goes, yeah, sorry, Andy, but he is. Like, he'll be back once he's like, done being mad. Girl, I want to know about the cult. I want to know about the church. Apparently they're in a lawsuit as well, that they're suing the people who ran the funds of the church for like $6 million or something because they misappropriated funds. And the step-grandfather and Mary didn't know. And so like they're suing. I don't know. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Oh, Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend of like 5 years ago, was on a podcast, don't remember the podcast, I apologize, talking about how she dressed as Tiana Taylor for Halloween one year. At first, I was like, that's iconic. And then I was like, well, iconic in like a crazy way. And then I was like, but more so iconic in like, bitch, that you have like balls to be that insane. You know what I mean? Like, not like really iconic good. I'm not like a Kayla Nicole hater at all. I just think there's like 2 different categories. Like, she's in this category. Tiana Taylor, Iman, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift are in this category. I saw a tweet that said, I know Kayla Nicole hates the word Taylor. That's fucked up. But also, I think that's like crazy to admit. Like years later as a grown woman who, quote, has healed, you're admitting that you dressed up as your situationships, like longtime girlfriend turned wife turned ex-wife for Halloween. Tiana Taylor said that she commented on it because she was commenting on everybody who dressed up as her for Halloween. And to know that like you did that as like a sneaky, like mean, like get back, bitch, you look psycho. And I love that she's like, well, you know, I'm a Scorpio, so I do that. No, honestly, that's like not you being a Scorpio. That's just you being like a toxic psycho. And Tiana Taylor tapped in and like made like one comment, Sagittarius Queen, by the way. And no, literally, like if I found out that some like one of my exes situation, anybody dress up for me as Halloween, thank you. I'm flattered. I take up so much mental capacity in your mind that you want to dress as me? Oh my God, thank you. And it's genuine. When I get like haters for the pod or like anything that I'm doing, like it is so genuine. Like, oh my God, thank you so much for paying attention, because literally haters are the motivators, you know? That's bizarre. So Tiana Taylor made a comment saying that like, oh, I remember like I commented on that and I was like, you know, so flattered that she dressed up for me as Halloween. Little did I know that she was dressing up for me and like as me in like the worst way to like make fun of me. And I think that's insane. And that really is insane. And bitch, at this big age, 30 something, I would have taken that shit to my motherfucking grave. Hell no. That's some like 25-year-old behavior, 22-year-old behavior. And you want to pretend like you're a wag and like be in the NFL and you're like trying to get back in like a wag status. That's giving the ick. But I don't know. I just thought that was like really funny. Speaking of Taylor Swift, Scooter Braun went on a panel over the weekend and said, you know, because he's back to managing. I guess he like quit management for a while to like focus on his kids. And now I think he wants to get back into management, or maybe this was just like some hypothetical that they asked him, and he's like, well, I'll give you the soundbite that you're looking for. You know, the person that does it well all the time and is constantly wanting it and just wants it so badly and is like the most famous is Taylor Swift. So I would like to manage her and blah, blah, blah. I know that's right. Dog with the tail between its legs. I know that's right. Put some respect on her name. And I just think that's, oh my God, if I was Taylor Swift, I would just be like, oh my God, I would print that out and just like fucking just put it on my mirror and be like, I know that's right, bitch. And you'll never get fucking close to me. Oh my God. I'm so flattered. Like we all knew. And like, you know, she knew, like she had so much belief in herself and believed in herself so fucking hard. She's like, I'm going to be the best thing on this fucking planet. And she did, and she made it. I don't know if her relationship suffered for it, but does it matter when you choose yourself and your career? I don't know. It's like, you know, there's this quote that I used to print out and like write on a post-it that Lady Gaga said. It said, my career will never wake up and tell me that they don't love me anymore. You know, and like people want different things. And I think, you know, life's an ebb and flow. She could get married to Travis Kelce. I think that they're great together. I want them to have kids because I want to see what it fucking looks like. I'm like so obsessed with them. But I want, you know, like everybody ebbs and flows. Like, you know, does Hollywood last forever? Who knows? I don't know. But I'm obsessed with that. And on that note, I'll leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a safe and happy holidays. Halloween's around the corner. I'm going to try to dress up. I wish I had enough costumes to like dress up the next couple of weeks, but I don't. So we're going to pick one and dress up eventually, because I did a Halloween episode last year and I'll do a Halloween episode this year. And yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends, tag us on Instagram at coffee.meets.vodka, tag us in TikTok. I would love to hear your thoughts. Stitch the videos on TikToks with your thoughts. I want to hear what's going on. Feel free to email me, coffeemeetsvodkapod@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.